So if you don't know me, my name is Michelle, and I have my doctorate in physical therapy. I'm a personal trainer, a health coach, and a yoga teacher. So my focus is always creating a sustainable healthy lifestyle. So that means creating something that you can stick with. So no diet, no quick fixes, no supplements, but something that's really going to stick and that you can do long term, because we all know whenever we try those diets or those quick fixes that they might work for a little bit, but they don't work for long, and they usually end you leaving. They make you feel worse afterwards because you can't stick with it, and then you sort of get in your mind that you can't do that, and then you don't know what to do or where to start. So a little bit about me. So I have four kids. I have a 4, a 9, 11, and a 15-year-old. So I get what it is like to be busy, and I think it is so easy in our culture to just have really busy lifestyles. There's always a lot going on, and our culture isn't focused on health. It's not focused on exercise. It's not focused on good nutrition. So it's so easy as we are going to parties and doing all these other things to not focus on what our true intention is for ourselves and what we really want for ourselves. So you have to be very intentional when creating this sustainable, healthy lifestyle for yourself. Otherwise, it's not going to happen because that is not what we have around us. We're not surrounded by people encouraging us to be healthy. So it gets really easy to just get in that vicious cycle of trying a quick fix or trying a diet and it not working, feeling terrible about yourself, giving up, and then thinking you can't do it. So I just want to give you a few tips today to sort of help break this down and help teach you just some simple ways to get started. So whenever I talk to new personal training or health coaching clients, I sort of go through some of this with them. So I'm going to give you this. So if you want to grab a pen and paper, you can, and you can sort of take notes as we go through this, like what stands out to you, what you really need to think about, and what you really need to plan. So this may not be something that you think of right away, but I encourage you to just stay focused and make sure that you have a plan in place for yourself. So the first thing that I want you to do is to know your why. So why do you want to get healthy? So a lot of people will start with, I want to lose 10 pounds. So if that's you, I would ask, why do you want to lose 10 pounds? Maybe I want to fit into those jeans that are a size smaller. Why do you want to do that? And I want you to keep asking yourself why till you get to the true heart of it. So maybe the true heart of it is that you're an older mom and you want to be around for your kids as you get older. Or maybe you are out of breath chasing after your kids and you just want to feel good and feel strong and be able to run after your kid without feeling like you're dying. I have been there too. So I want you to really get to the heart of what that why is. Why do you want to do this? So if an answer comes to mind, just ask another why so you can really find out what that is, because that's going to be your true motivation. Because losing 10 pounds isn't that motivating, because then you achieve that 10 pounds and then it's like, what? Or maybe you gain a few more and it's just this game. But when you get to that true motivation, that true why, that is what is going to help you stay motivated when things get hard and struggles come up. Because as we all know, there are going to be struggles, things are going to get hard. Um, so the next thing I want you to do when you do that is maybe to write that down, maybe stick it up on your mirror, maybe put it on your phone as a screensaver, whatever you need to keep seeing that why. Because as things get hard, it will be easy to get off track. But if you can keep focused on what that motivation is, that true motivation, and you can see it and you remind yourself of it, that is going to be helpful. So my next tip is just to be very intentional about what you choose to change. So maybe only choosing 1 to 2 things to change. So it's really common when someone is following a certain program that there's all these changes they're going to have to make to their diet, to their exercise, and it gets overwhelming. So one that only start for a couple days or maybe a little bit longer, but they can't stick with it because it is like mentally exhausting to do a lot of changes at once. So start with something that feels good for you. So maybe if you want to lose those 10 pounds, maybe you're going to start with, I'm only going to have 1 treat a day. Maybe I'm currently having like 2 or 3 or 4 or binging out on cookies. And I'm just going to set that goal for 1 treat a day so I can start to feel better and decrease that amount of sugar. And then next, I want you to think of about what is reasonable and what success will look like. So So once you have that, I want you to really narrow it down on exactly what you're going to do. And then also think of what success looks like. So maybe with the treat, that is like going to a party, having one cookie, and walking away. Or maybe it's not having any, or maybe it's controlling it when you go out to eat. So think of what success is going to look like. And then as you go through it, I want you to notice your successes. It is so easy for us to not notice our own success. So I am constantly asking my clients, what were you successful with this week? Because it is not something that we tend to celebrate in ourselves. So really take the time to celebrate those successes and really notice them and build on those. So where you are successful, maybe build on that and build up from that. Um, and so another thing to keep in mind is that change is really, really hard. So we have these patterns in our brain, that habit that we're used to, and that is what we do. So when we go to try to change and do something different, our brain doesn't want us to do that. So it's really hard to make those new habits, and patterns in our brains. Um, so really thinking about what is going to be your struggles and what is going to be hard, and plan that in advance. So if going out to eat, or you have a lot of family birthday parties, think in advance what you're going to do. Are you going to eat before you go? Are you going to bring your own healthy treat that you can share with others, or maybe yourself? Um, are you going to walk away from that food table? But really taking that time to plan out, where are these struggles going to come up, and what exactly am I going to do? Because if you don't have a plan, you're going to do what that normal pattern in your brain tells you to do. And so really thinking those through. And again, start small, but stay consistent. So if you can only start with one new habit, just start with that one, but stay consistent with it. Because the more consistent you are with that habit, that is where you're going to build that new pattern. So if you're trying to do so many things and you're not consistent with any of them, you're not going to get anywhere. So if you can just focus on one small thing to change, get consistent with it, and then add from there, you're going to see a lot more success instead of that sort of falling off and getting back on. Um, Next is setting yourself up for success. So this can be having your food prepped for the day, or maybe you prep it for the week, having freezer meals ready. Maybe it's having your clothes laid out the night before. So you get up in the morning and you see your workout clothes, you put those on and you go. Maybe it's having things ready for your kids in the morning so that you have the time to do what you need to for yourself. So really thinking about you and your situation, and what can you prep, what can you get ready, so you are set up for success. Because it is so easy to get overwhelmed. The day sort of starts, things happen with the kids, maybe things happen with work, and you totally forget about yourself. So really being intentional and prepping those things, maybe looking at your calendar the night before and like, where am I going to get in my workout? What am I going to have for lunch? So whatever you're struggling with, just taking that little bit of time ahead to plan and prepare is so much easier than in the moment being overwhelmed. Um, and next is just don't give up. So it is so easy to maybe go to a party and you eat more and just give up. So I just encourage, if you sort of um, don't meet your habit, or you sort of fall off track, is as soon as you can is to get back on track. Um, because you only lose when you give up and you don't get back on. So things are going to happen, things aren't going to go well. But what matters is that you keep going and you keep pushing forward. So really changing your mindset around that. And that is another thing I work with clients on, is really that mindset of, okay, so that didn't go great, but what are we going to do? We're not here to give up. We're going to keep pushing forward. What do we need to change? So really working through those setbacks that you have. So that is it for my tips for today. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I have till Thursday this week, I launched my website this week, so I'm super excited about that. So I am having a 40% off sale only through Thursday on my personal training and health coaching. So if you are interested, make sure you check out my site. That is just www.michellereekman.com, and there's buttons on there how to work with me. And then we just have you fill out a Google form, and then we set up a free call to really make sure that we are a good fit, and to get a program set exactly for you to work. So if you are interested in that, you can head to my website to do that. You can also send me a message. So I hope that this was helpful, and that you guys can sort of start thinking of your health as more of a sustainable way instead of a quick fix. And if you need support, you need help, make sure you're getting that, whether that's through a coach or maybe a friend or a buddy who's going to do something with you. All right, well, have a great week, guys.